Good morning and greetings on this Sunday morning, November the 27th. I'm Pastor Carrie West, serving the great people of Sunrise Church in Pueblo West. And here in Pueblo West, we have awakened to a little bit of winter, a little bit of snow in the air, and a little bit on the ground, and just reminds us that we are moving into this next season of winter. But in the life of the church, we have actually entered into a new church year. We're entering into the season of Advent, which begins the church year by preparing us for the coming of Jesus. And as I said last week and in some communications, the season of Advent is really our preparation not to just celebrate that Jesus was born, which is a great celebration and something that we should mark and remember, but really what we are in what we are doing is we should be we want to be preparing ourselves for Jesus to come again. This is the promise of our faith, that Christ will come again and then God's reign will be known on earth. And so this is what we do in Advent. And so we here at Sunrise do not start singing Christmas carols quite yet. We aren't even decorating our church quite yet, because we want this day to be a sense of anticipation and waiting. Now, our scripture reading for today kind of takes us back hundreds of years before Jesus was born, and this promise that God gave to God's people of Israel through the prophet Isaiah. And so we'll be hearing from the second chapter of Isaiah today. And in that passage, we hear the prophet say to the people that there's going to be these days that come. In days that come, God's will, God's instruction, God's way is going to be the only way. And all people are going to want to flock or stream to that way of living, that holiness that God will share with all people. And all the nations are going to come and bow to God. Like all the nations are going to stop all of this nonsense that they participate in. All the peoples of the world are going to kind of turn back and realign themselves with God and God's instruction. And that means that God is going to be lifted up. So this holiness is this mountain of which we all look to. And then it says that God is going to be the one who's going to judge between the nations, that God's going to arbitrate, meaning God is going to be the peacemaker in the world, not any one of us and no nation. And then it says that the weapons will become pruning forks, and there will be no more weapons. And so I just wanted to share the story of this. I have this cross that is made actually from a gun. It is the stock of a weapon that was turned into an organization called Raw Tools, which takes weapons of destruction, weapons meant for death dealing, and creates different items, not only jewelry, but many other things. And especially they make gardening tools out of guns that have been received by them. This is in a fulfillment that weapons will be created into plows, and there will be no more war, and there will be no reason to fight one another. These are the days in which we wait, right? This is what we wait for, because when Jesus comes, it is not with violence. It is not with tribulation. When Jesus comes again, it will be with justice and righteousness and holiness, and we are invited to walk in the promise of that kind of future. And so in Advent, this is what we start to practice, and we start to remember, and we wait and anticipate. And we get to understand what the joy of that day is going to be by celebrating the joy of Jesus's birth. How we do it on Christmas Eve, and this year on Christmas Day, because it falls on a Sunday. And so I just want to invite you into worship today, to invite you into the season of Advent, to mark all the important aspects of our faith as we kind of journey this road together of Advent. And if you cannot be with us in person, invite you to watch our live stream. We continue to try to enhance our watching experience for those of you online. And so please go to our website today to watch the live stream. With our website viewing, you have an opportunity to see our bulletin and to look at some reflection items. And in the future, there might be a document on there to kind of do some fill-ins with the sermon and so forth. So there's also a live chat option for the worship service, and so we invite you to use that. All of that is accessible through our website, which is sunrisepueblo.org. sunrisepueblo.org. And so I really look forward to interacting with all of you in person and a little bit online. I am grateful to be here today and looking forward to this season of Advent. I hope that you will join us in worship today at 10 a.m. And in the meantime, may you know the peace of God. May you have the hope of light that has entered into the world. Come, let us walk in the light of the Lord together. And may the rest of your day be the very best of your day. See you in church.